Kia ora and welcome to Tarmac. I'm Dave.
And I'm Harry, and today we finally get our hands on the all-new Nissan Z Nismo.
That's right, it's the Nissan Motorsport version of the Z, and it's freaking awesome. Come, let's take a look at this. Now, as many of you regular viewers would know, we actually got our hands on the new Nissan Z quite a while ago, and it's fair to say that we were suitably impressed. But this new Nismo Motorsport version of it really takes it to the next level, and I want us all just to take a moment and take a look at this vehicle. It really is such a standout car while still being quite subtle. So you've got this stealth grey that, I don't know, it should be stealthy, but it really attracts the attention, and then underscored by all these red tints on the way through. And it, like I said, it really does stand out. I won't bore you with all the extra details because visually and stuff, it's still the same Z, but it has had a fair amount of actually tweaks done to it, and both mechanical and also cosmetics. So let's get through the cosmetics first. In overall size, it's grown by an extra inch, and looking around the front here, the grille is now, it's honeycombed, a little bit lighter, and also blackened out, and you can see this extra cutout here, so it gives it much more of a wider face, and it really has made that difference to the overall impression of the front. It also lets plenty more air in, and there is more cooling going on. You've got this lower lip here that's now in this striking red color, and like I said, overall this look, along with the Nismo badging, which you can see Nismo and the O, which is now in red, or actually is in red, and that actually relates back to the Japanese flag of the red dots. But anyway, you guys all know that, but look at this. It is a stunning front. Now, the red trim follows all the way down here, down the sills, and also contrasts well with this nice blacked out roof. But the thing I want to drag your attention to are these 19-inch forged alloys. They really are lighter and just stunning. And the good thing about it, or the other good thing about it, is the rubber. So you've got GT600 or Dunlop GT600s. You've got two 5.5 40s on the front, two 8.5 35s on the back, offering so much traction and so much rubber that you're going to need when you are pushing this vehicle, and you do want to push this vehicle. The other thing is the brake discs are an extra inch, so you've still got I think it's four pistons on the front, two pistons on the back, but just a little bit more gripping power, which again, it gives you that nice confident stopping power. Now, it may be subtle, but the big thing at the back here is the fact that the rear spoiler now comes in three pieces, so obviously more downforce. The Nissan badge still has the little pop-up thing to get inside for the boot space. I love the heritage lights, so it does hark back to its roots from there. Nismo badging again with the red 0. Plenty more black around the back here as well, and also the continuation of the red trim. And look at these exhaust tips. They've got a real sort of Abercrombie and Finch sort of look about them, so really do offer that extra little bit of garnish down here. Anyway, let's look and see what powers this vehicle. Okay, so the suspension has been radically upgraded, the steering's been upgraded, and so is the transmission. So it's a lot more, it's much faster in terms of changing gear, but also so is the engine. So it's still got a V6 twin turbo engine, but it's now got around about 15 more horses, an extra 45 more Newton meters of torque. So it now comes with 309 kilowatts of power and 520 Newton meters of torque. That all goes back to those back wheels via a manual limited slip disc diff. So it really is quite a phenomenal ride. However, it is at the cost of a few more extra litres of fuel. So they're saying it's around about 11 litres of fuel per 100 kilometres, but then you do get, and I think it's an extra 0.0 something of a off the line speed. So it is quicker off the line as well. But anyway, speaking of things that are quicker off the line, we've got Harry inside, and he'll show you what's going on in there.
On the inside, the new Z or Z Nismo is mostly unchanged, but there are definitely a few things that are worth bringing up. The first one has to be one of the party tricks of the Nismo, which are these amazing seats. You can spot them from a mile away if you're looking from the outside in. They're really beautiful and they hug you like a bucket seat definitely needs to do. In all honesty, I think that they could sit just a tad higher, because for someone as tall as myself, even though there is plenty of room for both legs and the torso, if this is supposed to be a motorsport specific car, I can definitely say that I would struggle a little bit if I were to wear a helmet, say if I were to go to the track. Other than that, they hug you really well. They have this mix between the suede or Alcantara and the leather, which are really amazing, and I just love the way that they look. In rest of the interior, you can definitely see that Nissan has thrown a lot of different materials to make the interior feel like in a special place. Of course, you get these gorgeous pods that are a nod to other cars of the Fair Lady or Z lineup. The steering wheel is really good to interact with. I love the fact that it is thin, making the car really sort of approachable and friendly, even though it has everything to in terms of the performance. And speaking of the driving thing, one thing that also warrants a conversation is this. Because the new Nismo is only available as an auto, you cannot get it as a 3-pedal manual specific car. But as they've said in his part of the video, Nissan have put a lot of effort towards making this automatic behave and perform to the levels that would be expected from a Nismo car. Alongside all of that, you also get an extra drive mode. So by using this rocker here, you can only start from standard, but then you can go to Sport, in Sport Plus. And alongside all of that, also in the cluster that is in front of the driver, you can see a new layout to the information in front of you that is really sort of track or motorsport specific, that will show all the information you need to know as you are clocking laps on a racetrack. This is going to be a lightning round for the interior, because as we were talking about things that have to do with the driving, such as the seats, the gearbox, and then the drive modes, we all just want to go for a drive of the new Nismo, so come and join us.
Okay, the other special feature that this Nismo Z has is launch control. So let me talk you through it, because it is a little bit complex. You put it into Sport Plus, that new mode that we have. You have adjustability on the screen here, on these toggles here to go and adjust the revs from there. All of what you've got is 6 seconds, which is why I'm talking to you about this now. And again, you stamp down on the brake pedal, you pull back on both of the, there you go, both the pedals here, push your foot down on there, and then let it go.
Yep.
And it squeals and leaves things on the, I mean, obviously, ideally not leaving tire marks because it's launch control, but boy, it just pulls away and gives you that sort of 4-point-something seconds, just an absolute tearaway. And also, because it's in Sports Plus, that it just gives you everything that's going on, and the pedals, and there's a lot of drama goes on with this car. It's great.
There's so much theater, right, in the way that it behaves, even before you start all the procedures for the launch control, and then as it unleashes everything, there's a little bit of wheel spin before it holds down and gives you the revs. So cool.
Yeah, and just the amount of information as Harry's gone through on this screen, it is track ready. It is ready to unleash the power that Nissan Motorsport does want to give you. And it does take or elevates this Z, depends which country you're going from, to an absolute next level.
Yeah, it really does. The whole thing with this new screen that they have introduced shows the information that you will be expecting when you are unleashing everything that it is offering to you. So you might have seen in the overlay, but engine oil temp, transmission temp, all the temperatures and all the pressures you would be looking at, not only from that screen, but also from these pods. It really adds up to that sort of a street capable, but also track ready kind of nature of the car. I love it.
And it does, you can actually drive it like a normal person if you really want to. And it does have some form of cabin noise dampening and things like that. But it really, in fairness, it is quite a noisy vehicle to be in regardless, because of the upgraded suspension. Everything's basically tighter, apart from me, because I wobble around quite a lot after this.
Yeah, you have to know what you are getting into, right? Because being a more sort of thoroughbred kind of offering, it has stiffer springs. It has the harder tires when you're considering the sidewall, the revised sway bars and everything, and all of that translates to a harsher ride. But it is sort of what you would expect from a car with this level of competency.
And the track is actually wider in the front and on the rear, so you are getting more of a splay, so more footprint, which is again what you want. The other thing is the steering has improved, so the faster you go, the more positive it is, and the more weight you get into it. So it does give you the opportunity to really want to drive it quickly, and I really want to drive it quickly. It's so much fun. The downshift is there. You can use the paddles and get that going very well. It's just very much a driving fun mobile, and just you still get that lovely V6 sound. It's not a V8, so it will get probably beaten at the top end by a V8, but honestly, you won't notice and you'll enjoy it along the way.
Yeah, there is a mountain of torque that starts building to the point that when you did the launch control, even after you were moving, we got a little bit of tire squeal, right? Because that's when the two turbos kick in and unleash all the power that they have. And I just love the integration with the automatic transmission. Yes, it is lacking the manual. Maybe it will come in the future, but this auto is now in the Nismo really sort of it has these abrupt shifts, and it is so eager to shift. Even when you are doing regular city driving, you get these sort of harsh shifts that remind you that you are on a sporty vehicle.
Absolutely. The fun you can have in this vehicle is honestly hard to explain, because it does. We enjoyed the Z before. Don't get us wrong. The normal Z is so much fun. This is just so much better. It turns heads. We get people driving down the motorway and stopping and or turning to look and give you the thumbs up. I've had a motorcyclist do the same thing. People that know really know, and people just this look, this character gives it that little bit more visual identity, more character.
Yeah, it has a lot of appeal, be it just parked by the curbside or on a twisty road like we are right now. Such a fun car.
Downsides, very few, apart from the fact of me wobbling around because it is so taut. I think the driving position is just that little bit high. I would have preferred in a track going sporty car just to be a little bit lower in the center of gravity, but honestly I'm not too concerned about that. I can live with it.
Yeah, I think that all of the downsides that you get in here, you can make excuses for the other things that it offers. Because if you're benchmarking this car against its competitors, it is not as refined, it's not as quiet, it's not as full of tech. But it might not be the things that the Nissan people will be looking for. So at this point, it almost has this old school charm to it because of the things that it doesn't bring. One of the things that we didn't mention when we were covering the interior, we've got a real handbrake in here. How many other cars do you actually get that nowadays, let alone a rear-wheel drive sports car?
I keep forgetting to take it off.
That's right.
It does remind you, thankfully. It is a charming terrier of a vehicle, and actually a terror at some point. It's great fun. So there you have it, the new Nismo, well, actually not so new anymore, Nismo ZZ, whatever you want to call it. It should come Z-Wee, because it actually makes me want to actually wet my pants sometimes. It's so quick. It's so much fun. I think the true Z aficionados will love it. It's so good, and it does turn heads. It's phenomenal. I love the sound of it. and it's a thrill. It increases my heart rate, which is probably not good at my age.
Yeah, it feels like a very comprehensive package added to a car that was already a successful sort of a reinvention, but not very much at that, of the Z platform. Believe us when we say this is not just a cosmetic package added to a car. It is a comprehensive update from A to Z.
Oh, I knew you were going to bring that up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. See you.